Hello, hello. Hi. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. The teacher Sofia is in a traffic jam, so she will be here in a couple of minutes, okay? Maybe 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and I will help in this moment. The teacher told me that you are exactly in the unit number 9. Unit number 9, so we are going to start working in this vocabulary, okay? Do you remember in English we have different categories about food? For example, we have fruits, we have vegetables, we have the food in general, and we have drinks, we have different kind of food about the countries. In this case, we are going to talk about food in general. Please tell me fruits. Give me examples of fruits, please. I want to listen you. Examples? Open your
Apple.
microphone and tell me, please.
Orange, blueberries,
Strawberry.
Examples?
apple,
Banana,
Kidney apples.
Examples
Lemon.
about fruits? I don't know if you can hear me.
tomato,
Tomato? It's
Tomato.
tomato a fruit? It's a
tomato.
fruit or a vegetable?
vegetable.
Yeah, sí, very simple.
Exactly.
Vegetable.
Tomato is a vegetable. Tell me fruits.
In a vegetable.
Banana.
Banana,
Pineapple,
pineapple,
Blueberry,
strawberry, blueberry,
pear,
Kiwi.
pear, kiwi, apple,
kiwi,
yes,
apple, orange.
orange,
Mhm.
and another,
coconut,
Coconut, very good.
Strawberry.
Cranberry, okay.
Grape.
Grapes, very good.
Watermelon.
Watermelon. Okay, now tell me vegetables. Vegetables.
Potato.
Potato,
Carrot.
carrot, tomato,
Broccoli.
broccoli,
Onion.
lettuce, onions,
Beans.
beans, like a string beans, like an string beans. Next. Another vegetable,
Broccoli.
broccoli. What is
Lemon.
the lemon? Okay. One vegetable that is similar to broccoli but is color white.
Carroted.
No,
No.
Why
it's
broccoli?
color white. Is
Ah,
similar to
o sea,
broccoli. What is the name?
El repollo, ¿cómo es que se llama?
No, similar to broccoli. It's like a brother, like a sister, but in different color. Cauliflower. Cauliflower.
Cauliflower. La
Similar,
coliflor.
right?
Ajá.
Yes, it's similar, but it's in different color.
Pero in the color different.
Yeah, the color is different. Yes, the color.
It's different.
What about, how do you say pepino in English?
What do you say?
Pepino in English.
Oh.
Cucumber.
Cucumber. Yes, cucumber. How do you say remolacha in English?
I don't know. Remolacha.
Beet. Beet. How do you say rábano in English? No idea?
No idea.
No, right?
Radish. Radish. Yes, that's correct. Okay. How do you say elote in English?
Corn.
Corn. Exactly. Okay. We have different kind of vegetables, fruits. Now, food in general. Tell me, please, meat, for example, in English.
Beef.
Meat, beef, okay. Another?
Chicken.
Chicken, another?
Beans.
Fish, okay.
Fish.
Polo.
With pork, uh-huh. An expensive kind of food that live in the sea is expensive. It's similar to crabs, but it's expensive. Do you know what is crab? In a SpongeBob, the owner of the crustáceo cascarudo, do you know who is that man? How do you say that in English? How do you say cangrejo in English?
Crop.
Eh?
Crab. Crab, exactly. Okay. Another kind of food, junk food. Do you know what is junk food? Let me write the word in English here. Junk food. Do you know what kind of food is this? Junk food. Junk food is the category, and in this type of food, we have hamburgers, pizza, tacos, we have ice cream, we have burritos, we have all the kind of food that is not healthy. It's not healthy for our body, okay? Junk food. That's like garbage food, right? For those restaurants. It's not good for your health, but it's delicious, of course. But it's junk food.
Very
Okay.
delicious.
Yes, of course. But it's not a good. Now in your book you have a specific topic that is related to food in different countries. So we have here a picture, and I want that you see the picture. Can you see the picture? Can you tell me what are the kind of food that you can see in the picture? For example, what is this? What is this? Do you know what is this name? This vegetable?
Happy.
Celery.
Celery, exactly. Celery in Spanish is that one, but celery is in English. Okay, what about the second one? What is this?
Lemon.
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 Exactly. What about this one?
Broccoli.
Broccoli, right? Okay.
Broccoli.
What about those?
Carrot.
Carrots, exactly. What about this?
Onion.
Onions, very good. What is this?
Potato.
Potato, right? Can you see what is this kind of food here?
Lemon.
Lemon or orange, exactly,
Orange.
oranges. Very good. What about this? What is this?
Lettuce.
Lettuce, right? This color red, like a circle, similar to an apple, but it's a vegetable.
Tomatoes.
Tomatoes, right? What are these? Are fruits or vegetables?
Fruit.
It's a fruit, right? What is the name of this fruit? What is the name?
Blueberries.
Blueberry.
Blueberries.
Berry.
Berries, exactly. What about these ones? Good evening.
Uh,
Apples, right?
Apples.
Okay.
Apple.
And the last one?
Banana.
Bananas, okay?
Banana.
Now that you say the words, oh, the teacher is here.
Yes, it was me who
Hi.
said good evening.
Okay. Excellent, teacher. Okay, we were only checking the vocabulary, but we don't study nothing more, okay? Only the vocabulary.
Okay, Miss,
I think that you need the host, right?
I think I already took it. I
Yeah,
think,
you have it. Yeah.
yes.
Yes, you do. Okay.
Thank you,
you so
Miss.
much,
Thanks,
teacher.
thanks, thanks
Okay,
to
you're
you.
welcome.
Thanks to
Bye-bye.
you.
The
Thanks a
class
lot.
is being recorded in the cloud, okay?
About, yes, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Miss. Okay, how are you doing, guys? Fine?
Fine.
Good.
Fine. Okay,
Fine.
well.
Hello.
I miss you.
Oh, really? I did too. Thanks for missing me. It was, because it was an unusual traffic. I took one way, other way, and the same story. And it was really unusual. So I thought I won't be on time. And you know that I always try to be on time. So I said to the coordinator, I don't know. So maybe you can cover. But I am already here. Okay, so thanks for being here, you too. So, and thanks for missing me because I was missing you, this class too. So let's continue, my dear people. We're gonna continue working. If you remember yesterday, we have some and any, right? Some and any. So in that case, we have some other, let me see. Well, I'm gonna show you. So you let me know if we did this part. No, we didn't. Now I remember that we didn't. Let me open the book, please, for you. Here. Okay, let me share it for you. Okay, so we stop here, right? We stop here and we did some exercises, in online exercises. So I think that now it's clear, right? It's clear when to use any and when to use some. So maybe we can decide in this case which one to use. Before starting, I don't know if you have any question because you studied and you see, well, I'm confused with this, or I didn't understand that. So before doing this exercise, I don't know if you still have a doubt when to use any and when to use some, a and am. No. Well, let's prove it here. We're gonna taste if it is clear. Okay, so here we have the first. Oh, they don't have any potato salad. Okay, any. Do you remember why they are using any here? Anybody who can help me, please? Do you remember why?
We use any for sentences negatives.
Okay, correct, Miss. Thanks. In this case, we're gonna use any because we have a negative sentence. Correct. Very good. So that's what we have to notice, right, in the rest. Next, but we have lots of potatoes at home. Let's make some. Okay, because it's affirmative, right? Let's
Yes.
make some.
Yes.
Great. Do we have
Any?
any? Correct, because it is a question. It's a question. No, we don't need to buy. I mean, no, we need to buy. Some, correct, Mr. Bertrand. Any, no, because we don't have. Okay, some. We don't have a negative, we don't have a question or something like that. And next. And it is affirmative. Affirmative and plural. Oh no, I don't want
Any.
correct. I don't want any because it's negative. I don't want any onions. Remember that any, we can use them with plural or singular, any and some. That's not the point, right? Or with countables and uncountables. The point is if they are affirmative, negative, or interrogative. That's the point that we have to remember. Okay, don't worry.
Let's get some celery.
Correct. Let's get some celery then. No, I don't want
Any celery.
any celery. Correct. I have an idea. Let's put
Some apple. Let's put some apple.
correct, some apple because it's plural. If we would have, in case, right, that we would have a S without S, let's put an apple would be because it's singular. Remember the exercise that you were doing in groups? Okay, so but in this case it's plural. And let me move it. Okay, well, that's it. Are you serious? Apples in potato salad? Well, okay. So you see, it was easy for you to recognize what is the correct word, some or any. because that's what we have to focus on. Okay, we have to focus on affirmative, negative interrogative. Okay, when do you remember when we can use some in interrogative?
No.
Anybody? No, don't you remember?
When you offer something,
Okay, when you are offering, correct, when you are offering food, most of the times food, and you are being polite, right? You are being nice in that sense. So in that case, we can say, would you like, do you want some? And it's a question. Okay, correct. Excellent. So I think it's clear, the topic. I think. But if you have any doubt, tell me, please. Okay, we studied this yesterday, right? We studied this yesterday. Count and non-count. Do you remember the keys? Anybody can help me to remember? When can I recognize that are not count or uncountables? Because countables is more, let's say that is more obvious, right? But non-countables or uncountables, do you remember the keys that I shared with you? Nobody? I know that you remember. Check your notes. What are the rules to identify countables? Uncountables or non-countable is the same.
Beans, no contables.
Excuse me, sir?
Beans.
Okay, beans, yes, but in general, the rules in general.
Milk or
Tell me.
fruit. Milk or fruits.
Okay, those are specific, correct. Meat, fruits, what Mr. Beltran said, but in general, my dear people.
The liquid.
Liquids, okay, there we are. Liquid.
Smaller than.
Say that again, please.
Smaller than.
Smaller than what? What is the comparison? Smaller than a rice. A rice, right? Smaller than a rice. Things that are smaller or as big as a rice are uncountable. What else? Liquids, smaller than, and one that is very general and important is missing. If you need to cook it, to eat it, right? If you need to cook it, to eat it. That is uncountable, right? We need to take a piece to eat it civilized, okay? De manera civilizada, as we were talking about yesterday, right? Si lo comemos, si lo tenemos que cortar para comerlo in a civilized way, is uncountable. That's why we have meat, that's why we have fish, fruits, what else? What else? Meat, fruit,
Chicken.
salad, chicken, correct? Thanks. Okay, so that's just to remember, right? To have a feedback. So now you're gonna do this chart with your classmates. Okay, I'm gonna send the screenshot and you're gonna try to work it. Maybe in trios. Let me share it. I'm gonna share it for you. Give me a second, please, to share it. I think this is your group. Yes, this is your group. Okay, that's what you're going to do in groups, in trios, maybe. Remember what is count and uncount. Okay. And you can take, of course, that you won't use all the vocabulary, right? But as much as possible, okay? Try to include as much as possible. Maybe you won't do the list, right? The whole list, but try to include it, okay? As much as possible. Yes? Is clear what we are going to do? No questions about this short activity? No? No. Okay, thanks for answering. But I'm gonna take the screenshot. Okay, I'm gonna take the screenshot so you can smile. Give a little smile. Okay. A little smile, Mr. Girón. You will be so serious. You will see. Ya va a ver. Bien serio. Está. Okay. So here I go. Okay, let me share the screenshot. There is it. Okay. Very good. So now I'm gonna call your names and you can go to work in trios, I think. We can do trios. Here we go. Today is 20th, right? Okay. So let's start. In a second. Now, Alison Michelle. Miss Fuentes. Alison Michelle. No. Basic Celina.
Present, Miss.
Okay, thank you. Brian Rigoberto. Rigoberto. No round. Carlos Alberto.
Present, teacher.
Excellent, Mr. Rosales. Thanks. Carolina Stephanie.
Present, teacher.
Good, Mrs. Correas. Thanks. Cecilia Hernandez.
Present.
Okay. Daniel Alfredo. No. Darwin Ernesto. No, Darwin was in the previous, but now in this, sadly, he disappeared. Delmi Araceli.
Present, Miss.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Monge. Eric Josue.
Present.
Okay. Erika Vanessa. Erika? Vanessa? No. Farina Lisbeth? No. Fatima Janet?
Present, teacher.
Okay, thanks, Miss. Gonzalo Federico? Not today? Absent? Iris Beatriz? Iris? No. Iris, excuse me, Irene Beatriz? No, it was Iris Concepcion. Iris Concepcion. Okay, thanks. And it was Irene Beatriz? Thanks, Miss Alfaro. Okay, and Irene Beatriz? No.
Miss,
Yes.
soy Erika, tenía problemas con audio. Aquí estoy.
I'm here.
Okay, Erika. Erika. ¿Segura?
Sí.
Okay. Okay, let's continue. Janet, Jacqueline Karina.
Present, Miss.
Thanks, Miss Baños. Janet América. No. Jennifer Vanessa.
Present.
Excellent. José Alberto.
Present, Miss.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Beltrán. Luis Andrés. Luis Andrés.
Present, Miss.
Good. Thanks. Marina de Los Ángeles.
Present, teacher. Y es María.
Ah, yeah, María, sorry. Marina Inés. Marina Inés. No. Nancy Guadalupe.
Present, teacher.
Present, teacher.
Ok, Miss Lozano. René Misael.
I'm here, teacher.
Ok, Mr. Vázquez. Salmanaí.
Present.
Ok. Sonia Maribel. No. Yancy Esmeralda. No. Yuri Guadalupe. Yuri. No. Soreida Beatriz. Soreida. No. Okay, well, anybody who didn't answer in the moment? No. Okay, well, let's continue with the topic, with the class. Okay. So we have here here. No, I didn't do the breakout rooms, right? Excuse me. So I have to do the breakout rooms. Okay, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. You will be 3 and 4. So I think that you will do it fast. In 5 minutes, I think you will do it. If you have any doubt, tell me, please. Call me if you have any doubt. So maybe I can help. De verdad. Okay, let's see what you have. Okay, well, let's wait for some of your classmates that are still in the breakout rooms. They will be here in 20 seconds. The most. And just one person is missing. Six, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, now everybody's in the main room. Okay, so I was telling you in the breakout rooms that this is not difficult, but it's like complex, right? Because we have to understand, well, I recommended to understand the general rules. Because as I said in almost all the breakout rooms, that depends on the presentation of the food. Okay, so the same thing, it's countable or uncountable sometimes, but depending on its presentation. Okay, and you can summarize that just if you need to cook it to eat it, remember that. If you need to cook it to eat it, it's uncountable. That is a good key. Lo tengo que comer en pedazos, lo tengo que cortar para comerlo, is uncountable. So that's why I told you the example of the egg, right? When the egg comes direct from the hen, so it is countable, the egg. But when you prepare it, it's uncountable because you have to take it by piece to eat it. Okay, so it's different. Same with the fruit.
Please,
Same
miss,
with the fruit.
please, el broccoli?
Broccoli what, sir?
Sí, para cortarlo también, o sea, fine.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is both. That is both. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Well, I don't know if you are asking me or if you are giving me another example, but in case that you are giving another example, correct. That can be another example that the broccoli may be one, you can say that I need one broccoli, but in that case, even itself, the broccoli can be uncountable. ¿Por qué? El brócoli está no individual. ¿Por qué? Tiene varias ramitas, right? Entonces, usted no dice, deme un brócoli deme un ramo, o maybe we say that way, right? Quiero un brócoli, pero entendemos que es todo, pero en inglés serían some broccoli. ¿Por qué? Porque el brócoli no es como la orange o apple individually. In that case, broccoli, like celery, some celery. Ahí no necesito que llegue a comerlo para que sean countable. Right? Ahí no necesito que ya se transforme para que llegue a ser uncountable, sino que ahí ya es uncountable, porque no podemos individualizarlo. Viene como en grupos. Celery no va a comprar una ramita, ¿verdad? De celery, de lettuce, de lechuga, ¿ok? De celery. Se me olvidó en español ahorita el celery. Si alguien me ayuda. Apple, right? I think, I'm not sure. So, son ramitas, son gajos. So, they are already uncountable because they are not individually different from an apple, an orange, pear. What else? Watermelon. One watermelon, but to eat it, you won't eat the whole watermelon, right? Es difficult. Ni siquiera las pequeñitas no las vamos a comer de una vez. que hay unas así. So imagine that big watermelon. No, it's not possible, right? We have to cut it to eat it. So cuando ya está lista para comer y la cortamos es, do you want some watermelon? Would you like some watermelon? I have some watermelon. For example, right? I have some watermelon. Oh, give me, can you serve me some watermelon, please? Right? Porque ya está cortadita. ¿Me puede dar sandía? It's different in Spanish. No va a ser literal. Right? Pero me puede dar sandía. No digo, incluso en español en eso sí coincido, no digo me da una sandía, solo que la da entera. Pero cuando ya se la va a comer, uno pide en general, right? Can you give me, I mean, Spanish. ¿Puede darme sandía? ¿Me regalas un poquito de sandía? Decimos. Right? So in that case is uncountable because you're gonna eat it. Pero cuando las compras son countables. Bueno, depende. Si las compra en bolsita, también ya es uncountable. But let's say that is the whole piece, right? Si es toda la pieza, is countable. Porque usted va a pagar por una, individual. Ya que la vendan a 2 por la cora. Well, esa es otra cosa, right? Pero es individual, 2. So you see the difference. Pero ya al pedirla para comerla o al servirla, ya no vamos a poner toda la watermelon, right? La sandía or anything. You see? So I love that you understand in general the concepts, the comparison. In that way, it will be easy for you to identify. Okay? Y no va a parecer como, oh, it's difficult. Okay? Because if we understand and apply the rules in general, we can identify the difference when the fruit, the vegetable, or anything, right? Food in general is countable or it's already uncountable. Al fish, si usted le está comprando pescados, van a ser countables. Trae 2 por la libra, 1 hace la libra. Give me 1, give me 2. Okay? Why fish 1 fish? Okay, pesqué 1. I fish 2 fishes. Ahí sí, porque, pero cuando ya se los va a comer, usted tiene que pedir, okay, I want some fish. Some fish. Ahora, si está entero, frito, puede decir, give me 1, right? Or I'm eating some fish. Ya cuando se lo está comiendo, puede decir, estoy comiendo pescado, some fish, porque ahí así son pedazos. It's not the piece, right? No es la pieza, the whole piece. Okay. Well, I hope that I could explain it for you. Anyway, if you still have a doubt, tell me before we go to the next topic, because I think that with this exercise, let me check. I think that we'll be finishing this part. Yes. So that's it. So I don't know if you have any question. Still any question before we continue with the next topic? Oh, it's better now. Yes, it's okay. Okay, Bessie. Okay, good. Okay, so anyway, remember that you will continue studying countables and uncountables, right? De hecho, se los adelanté un poquito, esperando poder ayudarles para cuando lleguen, ya más fácil todavía, right? Se los vuelvan a explicar, a piece of cake for you, porque lo van a usar en otros temas, no solo en este. Realmente este era más general. Pero entramos un poquito más en eso de countables and uncountables, because I think it will be useful for you. Okay? Well, let's continue. If you don't have questions, we go with the next part. Okay, well, you were talking about this food already. And let's do this listening. Let's practice a listening. I'm gonna send the screenshot for you so you can have it closer. Second, please, to send it. But we didn't check, right? Okay, tell me, while I send the screenshot, tell me, what are count? What are counts? Countables. For you. Eggs, okay. When they are full, right? When they are complete. What else?
Bananas.
Bananas, correct. Let me see. Countables. Bread is uncountable, right? Because we need to cook it to eat it. So bread is uncountable. Chicken is uncountable to eat it. ¿Ok? Pero entero, como le expliqué de los pescados, can be accountable, right? One chicken. I'm gonna buy one chicken, but I'm gonna eat some chicken. ¿Ok? Depende del momento en que esté la comida, por decirlo así. ¿Ok? Same eggs, right? In this case, milk is uncountable. Cheese is uncountable, definitely. Esa es directamente uncountable. Yogurt, cream, mayonnaise, fish, when you eat it, yes. Oil, butter, uncountable. The fruits are countable, except in the vegetables, except the broccoli and the lettuce. And blueberries. ¿Por qué? Porque están en grupos, existen en grupo, right? Lettuce, blueberries, and broccoli. And the rest we can individualize, right? One carrot, one potato. Can I take one kiwi, for example? Can I take one lemon? Can I take one banana? Oh, sure, take it. Right? So you see, pero no voy a decir, ¿puedo tomar un brócoli? Can I take some broccoli? It's not the same. Can I take one orange? Yeah, sure, take it and eat it. Take one. You see? Okay, rice, cereal definitely are uncountable. Rice and cereal. Same pasta because we don't individualize them. Right? We don't individualize them. Not for buying, not for eating. Ni para comprar, ni para comer. They are definitely uncountable. No es como meat, chicken, eggs, ahí countable al comprar o cuando están vivos and uncountables al comer. But in this case, rice, cereal, bread, no. They are 100 uncountable. Okay? Well, that's what we have. So now let's do the listening practice. Open your ears to listen carefully. Okay, let me share it for you. Here we go. Try to recognize what they say.
Page 60. Exercise 5. Snapshot. Listen and practice. Breakfast around the world. The United States.
Cereal with milk. Fresh fruit.
Wait, please, that it stopped. Here we go.
Page 60. Exercise 5. Snapshot. Listen and practice. Breakfast around the world. The United States.
Cereal with milk. Fresh fruit. Orange juice. Coffee. Pastries.
Japan. Fish. Rice. Soup. Pickles. Green tea. Costa Rica.
Rice and beans. Eggs. Red peppers. Bananas. Coffee with milk.
Okay, let's listen once more. Once more.
Page 60. Exercise 5. Snapshot. Listen and practice. Breakfast around the world. The United States.
Cereal with milk. Fresh fruit. Orange juice. Coffee. Pastries.
Japan. Fish. Rice. Soup. Pickles. Green tea. Costa Rica.
Rice and beans. Eggs. Red peppers. Bananas. Coffee with milk.
Okay, so there you have to choose what do you have for breakfast or what would you like to have for breakfast. Which of them do you would you eat? Which of these? The one from United States, from Japan, from Costa Rica? Which one looks good for you? And look, they are breakfast. Breakfast around the world. Well, in the Costa Rica is similar, right, to El Salvador, of course. Rice and beans, what we call casamiento, right, is the same. Eggs, red peppers. When we add red peppers to the eggs, I don't know how they eat it. Bananas, coffee with milk. Maybe bananas, no.
It's not bananas, plátano.
Yeah, they call it like that. It is?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I like
So-
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, because
Similar.
yes.
Similar.
Yeah, definitely. It's very similar. Well, just red peppers, maybe no, right? Because I'm not sure the way that they eat it. But the rest,
Cheese
but
and cream only.
cheese and cream. Cheese and cream. Ah, it's missing.
It's missing.
Ah, okay, yes, but maybe right. They maybe we don't have everything here, but maybe they add it. But it's very similar, right? Really similar. So between the United States breakfast and Japan's breakfast, because Costa Rica I think is very similar. So maybe most of us will say, okay, maybe Costa Rica's one. I want to eat that one. But between the United States and Japan, what do you think? Would you try Japanese breakfast? What do you think about Japanese breakfast? Fish?
It's very
Right.
different.
Yes, it is. So what do you think? Would you try it?
I like the
Yes.
rice with egg only.
Just Costa Rica's?
No,
Japan
Yeah.
there's rice and
is
egg.
Okay, so Costa Rica's, right? But between the United States and Japan, what do you think, Mr. Beltran?
Japan is similar is lunch.
To a lunch. It's similar to a lunch, to
Yes,
our
well,
lunches.
same.
Yeah, maybe. Yes, looks like a lunch, right? But it's a breakfast.
And United States is not common. Cereal with milk, fresh fruit, orange juice is not.
I think
Okay.
I think it is, but maybe less traditional, of course, right? Less traditional, but I think it is because many people eat just cereal with milk, cornflake, right? What's the other one? Cornflake, choco crispy, azucaritas, right? So it's very common to eat cereal with milk. Fresh fruit too. Fresh fruit too. I eat it when I can. It is not, if I could, I would eat fresh fruit and orange juice. I like that combination. And sometimes, from time to time, I take it for breakfast and coffee. Okay, so I think it's similar, the one in the United States, but it's more common in our country, more traditional, the one that is similar to Costa Rica. Okay, maybe just the Japanese breakfast is very different, right? The Japanese breakfast, that is different.
Is United States breakfast is more
what?
eat. Siempre me quedo con hambre.
Okay, okay, still hungry, okay?
I hungry.
Okay,
Sad.
hungry.
Orange
Always.
juice.
Okay,
Fruit,
I got your
fresh fruit.
idea.
Sí.
Okay, I got your idea. Okay. Well, yes, it's true, Mr. Beltran. Okay, it's not enough for you, right? It's not enough food.
It's not enough for me.
Okay, yes, I got your idea. Okay, well, thanks for your participation. For those who participated, try to participate, my dear people. Give your opinion. It's time to speak, right? I try to give you spaces to speak. Okay, let's continue here with another conversation. And we go to a new topic. As you can see, adverbs of frequency. This is a different topic. Okay, so we already left behind the countables and uncountables and food, right? So now let's go for a new topic. And here we have a conversation to introduce that topic. We're gonna recognize adverbs of frequency in this conversation. So let's listen and pay attention to the maybe new vocabulary, to the pronunciation, to the phrases. Okay, I'm gonna send it to the chat so you can have it close to you. Okay, so let me share it. Give me a second to share. Okay, there you have it. So you can check if you want, but here is on the screen too. Whatever you want, on the screen or on your cell phone, okay? Let's listen.
Page 61. Exercise 6. Conversation. We always have green tea. Listen and practice.
What is a typical Japanese breakfast, Kaito?
Well, we usually have fish, rice, and soup.
Fish for breakfast? That's interesting.
Oh, it's really good. Sometimes we have a salad too, but we never have coffee.
Really? What do you have?
We always have green tea.
I love green tea.
Listen, my family usually has a Japanese-style breakfast on weekends. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday?
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
Okay, there we have, right? What we were talking about, a typical Japanese breakfast is interesting, she said, right? Well, let's say it's curious, it's different. It's another adjective. And you see the vocabulary here, right? Fish, rice, soup. So I'm gonna play it again, the audio, so you can go and pronounce correctly each part. Japanese, break. In this case, is not the sound of A and E and A together, make no and E. Look, another exception. Son poquitas, pero ahí las vamos identificando. Right? En general, sí. E y A hacen I, corta. Pero en este caso, como en bread, right? Bread no hacía esta regla, aunque era EA. In this case, break, breakfast, tampoco. But they are exceptions. Okay? In this case, we have to remember those specific pronunciations, right? Okay, so what else? Green. In this case, yes, right? Is the common pronunciation. E together make a long E, like need, green. What was the word that we were using yesterday? Do you remember? The word that we were using yesterday with EE? Don't you remember? Well, we have green, coffee, cream, okay? Let me go back because I want to remember what was the word that we were using yesterday.
Cheese, teacher.
Ah, yes, cheese, correct, thanks, very good, excellent. Yes, it was cheese, right? So in that case, we still have the pronunciation, the general key, okay, la regla, la clave, green, like the others, right? Green, need, cheese, correct. It's a little bit longer. In this case, yes, you see, T. Ahora sí, toma la regla general. No exception. E and A make a E. In short, T. Okay, but let's listen. Let's listen again before we practice, so we can have clear each part to pronounce correctly. So let's listen the second time. Give me a second to move it, please. Well, you have it. Anyway, you have it in the group.
Page 61. Exercise 6. Conversation. We always have green tea. Listen and practice.
What is a typical Japanese breakfast, Kaito?
Well, we usually have fish, rice, and soup.
Fish for breakfast? That's interesting.
Oh, it's really good. Sometimes we have a salad too, but we never have coffee.
Really? What do you have?
We always have green tea.
I love green tea.
Listen, my family usually has a Japanese-style breakfast on weekends. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday?
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
Okay, you see. So you see, if you find a Japanese person, don't look that face, right? Like, what? Fish in the morning. Okay, so in this case, the boy is inviting the girl, right, to his house to try a Japanese breakfast. Okay, so you see, and here we're gonna discuss when we come back from the breakout room after you practice the vocabulary, the conversation. We will study these words. Usually, always. Well, here we have usually again. Just two, but we have more. Those are adverbs of frequency. But we're gonna study when we come back from the breakout room. Okay, after you practice this conversation. But if I have a two volunteers to do it before you go to the breakout room, if you want to do it now. If you don't want, everybody will do it in the breakout room, no problem. But if in case, right, if I have one person or two people who want to do it now, no? Nobody wants to do it in this moment?
I am volunteers.
Okay, you are a volunteer. Okay, anybody else who wants to do it before you go to the breakout room?
Me, teacher.
Okay, you.
Erika.
Okay, Erica, thanks, Erica. Okay, you are Eva, and you are Keito. I think it was Keito.
What is a typical Japanese breakfast, Kaito?
Well, we usually have fish, rice, and soup.
Soup,
Fish
correct.
Fish for breakfast? That's interesting.
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 Oh, it's a really good.
Really?
Sometimes
It's really
it's
good.
a really good.
Sing, mister. It's really good.
It's really good.
There you are.
Sometimes we have a salad too, but we never have coffee.
Really? What do you have?
We always have green tea.
Always.
Always have green tea.
Okay.
I love green tea.
Listen, my family usually has Japanese style breakfast on weekend. Why don't you come to my house on Sunday?
That's very nice of you. Thanks.
Okay, excellent. You have a very good intonation, miss. Okay, it sounds natural. Very natural, look, your conversation. Okay, very good. That's the idea, so we can enjoy the conversation, right? We can live the conversation. And for our classmates, we will be more interesting if we listen. Really? Okay, I love green tea. Okay, give it flavor, right? Démosle sabor, all right, to the conversation. So very good, miss. Very good. You did it. Very good. The intonation. Okay. And Mr. Beltran too, right? And just this part, Mr. Why? Why, Mr. Beltran? Here. Where is why? I don't find it anymore. Why? I can find it. Ya no la encuentro. I think that we have why. Creo que tenían, por eso aunque no me guste, por eso mejor los interrumpo, porque después ya no lo hallo. So why, o no había why.
En la última línea de Kaito, teacher.
Yes, thanks, thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes. So this word, why? Why don't
Why
you? Mhm.
don't you come to my house on Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yes, correct. Those two words. I wanted to tell you about those two words, okay? Why and Sunday. Okay, and okay, I'm gonna create. Just let me connect it because the computer needs the. Okay, now. Yes, okay, so very good. Let's go. Thanks for your participation. And now I'm gonna create the breakout room so everybody will have the opportunity to do it. Give me a second, please. I will do groups of 3. So you can, if the 3 of you are in the breakout room, remember to combine, right? To take turns. Let's wait for your classmates a couple of seconds. Okay, before we continue, do you have any doubt with any word, with any pronunciation? Just remember, some of them style is style, okay? Breakfast, style, usually Japanese. I was saying to one of your classmates that remember, we don't pronounce the E at the end in English, right? When you have, that's another key pronunciation. I love key pronunciations. So when you have the E at the end, we don't pronounce it in English. It's like the H in Spanish. The H at the beginning is silence, right? So the E at the end in English is silence. We don't pronounce it. So take, make, Japanese. Okay, so we don't pronounce those letters at the end. Japanese, Chinese, take, make. What else? Another with E at the end? Don't you remember? Take, make, Japanese, Chinese. Well, I don't remember, but that's the point, right? We don't pronounce the E at the end. Okay, well, let's continue with the next part. And here we have the topic that I told you. Adverbs of frequency. Adverbs of frequency, adverbs in general. We use adverbs in general to talk about the verbs, so the actions. We use adjectives. Do you remember that we were using adjectives like a cute cat, a blue blouse, a interesting job? Those were adjectives because they described nouns. But in this case, adverbs describe the action, ¿ok? De cómo es la acción, ya no de la persona, la cosa o el animal, lo que sea el sujeto. In this case, we're going to talk about the action. And specifically, the frequency of the action. Okay, the frequency of the action. So you will say always, usually, often is the frequency of the action. I always eat. What is the action? Eat. So the frequency is always. I sometimes go to the movies. What is the action? Go. What is the frequency? Sometimes. Okay? So those are adverbs of frequency. Those that you can see on the screen, and those that tell us the frequency of an action. But I have a couple of things to tell you. Let me share another presentation that I got for you because I added something that I want to explain you about adverbs. So let me open the other presentation, please. Okay, now. Okay, in general, you can see that we have here an adverb, right? Gives the frequency, describes the action. So we have different types of adverbs, of course, not just adverbs of frequency. In this class or in this unit, we're gonna start this group, adverbs of frequency. But as you can see, we have adverbs of manners, adverb of place, adverb of time, adverb of degree, ¿ok? Cada uno describe algo diferente de la acción. So, but we're gonna focus on adverbs of frequency. How often, how frequently you do an action. No cómo la hace la acción, ni cuándo, ni dónde la hace. No, con qué frecuencia. All right, but there you will study these other types of adverbs, okay, in some other classes. But here we have the adverbs of frequency. Depending on each adverb, we have a specific position, okay? But in this case, we're gonna focus, as I said, on adverbs of frequency. We're gonna focus on this group. So you can see here, usually, always, usually, normally, often, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, hardly ever, and never. We can use some of these adjectives before or at the end. Okay, so we could use here at the beginning or maybe at the end. So I can say, normally I go to the gym, or I go to the gym normally. Sometimes I go with my husband. I go with my husband sometimes. I eat junk food occasionally. Occasionally, I eat junk food. Most of them can be used as you listen at the end or before the sentence, before the idea. But listen that I said most of them, not all of them. Because we have some adverbs of frequency that we can't use at the beginning. For example, this. Always, hardly ever, seldom, rarely. We don't use those adverbs at the beginning. So it's not correct to say, always I go to the gym. Always I get up early. Always I study English. No, that's incorrect. It's not used in English. It's a rule, right? It's a rule. Como aquellas, antes de P se escribe M. ¿Y por qué? Si suena igual. Por lo menos en nuestro español salvadoreño, right? Suena igual. Campo. No noto si es con M o con P. Someone said, antes de P se escribe M. That's the rule to do it correctly. Okay? So this is a rule that we don't use those adverbs of frequency at the beginning. It doesn't sound good. Hardly ever I get up early. No. Seldom I get up. No. Rarely. No. Never I get up early. No. I never get up early. And it sounds strange, right? And we can feel it. We can feel it. Never I get up early. Never I go to the movies. No, it sounds something is not good there. We can feel it. So as you can see, there are some adjectives that we use in the middle, at the beginning, at the end, no problem. But we have this group that we have prohibited to use it at the beginning. So the general rule, to not complicate your life, you can use all of them in the mid position. What is the mid position? Before the verb. Ahí todos van bien. Todos. Los que no puede usar al inicio, los que solo puede usar tal vez al inicio o al final, aquellos privilegiados que pueden ir donde sea, al inicio, antes del verbo, al final. Yeah, it's possible, but we have to identify which of them in different positions, right? So I think to start is the most recommended is that you use the adverb of frequency before the verb, because all of them are okay in that position. You see there always, hardly ever, never, no problem with that position. Okay, because you can change sometimes. Sometimes it's very common to use it at the beginning, right? Sometimes I go with my husband. Pero hay otras que no suenan muy bien, como occasionally. Occasionally I eat junk food. Suena mejor al final. I eat junk food occasionally. Oh, no suena muy bien, right? So you see, algunos suenan bien aquí, allá, etcétera. Otros no pueden ir adelante. So in general, before the verb, ahí nadie tiene problemas. So we can use it before the verb. In the mid position is before the verb. What is the verb here? Goes, because it's third person in present. Okay, quarrel, go out, go with, eat, read, drink. You see? So all of them are okay before the verbs, no problem. So it's better to use them in that position. Okay? So that's something that we have to take into account. But there is an exception. There is an exception. ¿Cuál es la excepción? Well, the exception is if you have verb to be. Hay siempre el verbo to be. Yes, siempre el verbo to be. Quiere hacer la diferencia. Okay, so what happened with the verb to be? Look. So the point here is that it's the best position that you won't have any problem is before the verb, okay? Poco a poco van a ver cuál sí suena bien y cuál se usa adelante o al final. Las que sí desde ya tenemos que ver que no puedo usar adelante son las que les mostré. Let me show you again. This, no, right? No at the beginning. No at the beginning. I'm going to send you this screenshot. Because it's good that you remember this. Okay. So the section, my dear people, the section. Let me show you. Look. I told you that we use, right? All of them are correct in the before the verb. And that you have to remember those that are not used never at the beginning. But here we have another exception. Look, when you have a verb to be is a verb, right? But in this case, this is a verb. So the adverb goes after the verb. If we have any other, cualquier otro verbo de los cientos miles que hay, cualquier otro, que no sea el be, is, an, as, was, were, entonces sí cumple la regla que les acabo de decir, antes del verbo. Pero si el verbo es to be, después del verbo. Siempre el verbo to be, haciendo las cosas al revés, right? So this is another section. If you are working with verb to be, if you are mentioning, for example, she's always at home. She's always at home. Always is an adverb of frequency. Is a verb. But it's verb be. So in that case, after the verb be, she is always at home. But if I say, she always speaks Portuguese. ¿Cuál es el verbo? What is the verb there? Speak. Como no es is, an, are, ni en ninguna forma, ahí sí lo pongo antes. She always speaks. Always speaks Portuguese. But she is always at home. You see, it's different. It's a different position. Okay? Any question about this information? The position the point is the position. No? Okay. So just remember that because it's almost time, right? So I want to tell you that you take notes, take screenshots and study tomorrow because tomorrow we'll be practicing. We're going to start today, but tomorrow we're going to continue practicing. So I don't want to forget to tell you that if you have time, study this. Okay, the position is important. The position of the adverbs of frequency before the verb. But if the verb is verb be after the verb, I never have to use always, hardly ever, seldom, rarely, and never at the beginning. That's what you have to study, please, tomorrow. I mean, yeah, tomorrow, maybe during the day, right? So, you see here, right? It's section. Using always or never to give orders or instruction. Okay? And that's the point. The other, that is important. Is the other important? To do it at the beginning. I mean, before the verb. But if it is verb to be after, you can see here. This is the verb and this is the verb. But we have the adverb after and we have the adverb before. Okay? Let's listen. Just let's listen the pronunciation that we have for those adverbs. Let's listen.
Page 61. Exercise 7. Grammar focus. Adverbs of frequency.
I always eat breakfast.
I usually eat breakfast.
I often eat breakfast.
I sometimes eat breakfast.
I hardly ever eat breakfast.
I never eat breakfast.
Sometimes I eat breakfast.
Do you ever have fish for breakfast?
Yes, I always do.
Sometimes I do.
No, I never do.
Always.
Page 61.
S. Usually. Often. Sometimes. Hardly ever. Never.
Okay, here we have the pronunciation, right? All, always. Okay, listen.
Yes, I always do.
Sometimes I do.
No, I never do.
Always. Usually. Often. Sometimes. Hardly ever. Never.
Okay, so remember is all. We have here an A, una, but we don't pronounce it like that vowel. We say all, always, always. It's the same pronunciation like they, right? They, A and Y. They. So in this case, always, always. You, usual, it's like usually, usually, often. It's possible to say often. También se acepta esa pronunciación. If you pronounce the T, but it's more common to say often, often. Sometimes, hardly ever and never. Hardly ever is very difficult that it happen, right? Hardly ever. With difficulty. Difícilmente. Hardly ever. Okay? Well, I don't know if you have any question with the pronunciation.
No, teacher, it's clear.
Okay, excellent. Tomorrow we're going to practice. Okay, today I explained those things that are important, the position, the sections, the pronunciation. So remember that information. So tomorrow we can use them perfectly. Okay, we're gonna do different activities, speaking activities, listenings, to put into practice that topic. That is easy. It's just to know the information, but the topic is easy. And we use it very often, okay? We use it very frequently. Okay, so it is good to manage this information. Okay, well, my dear people, it's been a pleasure. So hope to see you tomorrow, okay? Take care.
Good night, teacher.
Good night.
Good
Thanks.
night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Thanks
Bye,
for...
miss.
Bye, miss. Take care. Thanks for your attendance.